Yo, what is up, guys? What's going on? What's going on? What's up? What's up? Was in the same trade, took profits. Nice, bro. I might soon. This account is like $500 away from the consistency, so I'm just let it get to that, and then I'll TP it. Yeah, guys, I didn't really trade this week at all. I had a stream. I streamed in the Discord for one of the days, but I didn't really trade other than that. So, you know, we're back now. Now that CPI is over, we're back. We are here, and we are already in a nice winning trade. So this trade, bro, I saw this 1 hour setup right here, and I got in off the 1 hour setup while I was in the gym. So like, didn't really like, bro, I literally just saw it. I entered as an eval trade. I entered quick stop, like 10-point stop, and that was it. Actually, it's like 12-point stop, but whatever, same thing. You see anything worth taking tonight? Yeah. I have other accounts that I need to take this trade on anyway. I wasn't able to copy trade this because I was not home. So yeah. Damn, nice. This thing's going, bro. I'm gonna TP soon on this. Previous week high doll. I don't know. I'm really not 100% sure. I guess we'll see how this Asia session goes and kind of like go from there. But this move is coming out of a 4 hour fair value gap. So this is pretty fire. This is pretty fire. What are you targeting? Dude, I would love to see this high. So out of this move in general, I would like to see the daily high, but I don't think I'm going to be able to hold this because this is going to, as soon as this hits 1500 total P&L, I'm out of this. And then I would look to re-enter on a different account. There's going to be another setup here. Don't worry, guys. There's this hourly inverse fair value gap, which we can then use for a 10 p.m. manipulation leg. So I do like that. And then there's this 15-minute inside of that right now as well. So I think it looks pretty solid. Like, it looks pretty good. You know what I'm saying? And then see, oh wait, you guys couldn't see the fucking P&L the whole time. Anyways, right here. So this needs to hit 1500. As soon as this hits 1500, I'm out of this. And then I'll lock in on one of these other ones. It's close. It's close though. And then the other ones, one of the other ones, I'm going to be able to get a 10 p.m. manipulation. Like, hopefully 10 p.m. opens, pushes a little bit lower, 15-minute gap, right? And then we have the hourly inverse as long as we close up above here in 20 minutes. You eyeing the new day volume imbalance? Yeah, this does look pretty solid, this volume imbalance. I'll mark this out because this is pretty important. So we'll mark this volume imbalance. Actually, let's do a little bit of this action. Let's go, boom. And then I'm gonna color this yellow. Orange. There we go. Oh, wait, no, that's low-key an eyesore. Hold on. I need a different color for this. Okay, we could do this green. Or whatever. That's low-key an eyesore too, but whatever. We're gonna have to stick to it. Yeah, daily volume imbalance is a solid target. I am, like, overall, I am targeting, like I said earlier, the new daily high. Needs a manipulation leg. And this 4 hour is a really good candidate for low a day. So overall, I'm a fan of the longs. I think that as long as this 4 hour gap holds, this is going back to the highs. And I really, really like this as a low a day. I just got 3. Haven't traded Apex before. Apex is really good. The new Apex is really, really good. But I will say one thing, and I say this to pretty much anybody that trades Apex, or really like any prop firm. To be honest with you guys, bro, you guys have to look at the rules for these props and identify like where the exploit is. And with Apex, the exploit is having 10 plus accounts, or really like 5 plus accounts, because most prop firms allow 5. So if you have over 5, you're correctly exploiting Apex. So, you know, that's my 2 cents. I think Apex is only really worth it if you have over 5 accounts. But it's good to try out, like, you know, try out with like 1 account or, you know, a few more and see how you like it. If you get payouts, just use that payout to fund new accounts, basically, instead of like pulling into your pocket and buying more and more and more accounts, you know? I always like funding new accounts with the payout from that prop firm instead of like going from max allocation right away. Confluences for the trade. This was literally 1 hour Wick CE out of a 1 hour gap and 4 hour gap. That's it. That is literally it, bro. This trade was so damn simple, bro. It was actually so simple. We had this 4 hour gap, which, by the way, if you guys know, the 2 time frames that I tell you guys all the time for potential low of day candidates are always hourly and 4 hour. We have this 4 hour gap here, so I knew that it would make for a potential low of day candidate. So we have that. By the way, this is about to hit 1500. There we go, 1500. I'm going to go ahead and close out. Boom. I'm all out of that one. Let's go ahead and switch over to one of these other ones, eh? This one's the closest to being passed now. This one's actually going to be pretty close to passing. Here, I should get one of these ones that are farther away. There we go, this one. All right, this is next up. Next up on the hit list is this one. Gonna have to wait till 10 p.m. to trade this one. Oh, before I got sidetracked, what I was saying was 4 hour fair value gap, which gives me conviction in a potential low a day. 1 hour fair value gap here. And then 1 hour Wick CE coming out of that gap right here. Boom. I entered a little bit later because honestly, I wasn't anticipating on entering at all. I was just mid-workout. I go on my phone, I open the charts up randomly, and it's literally like at the bottom right here. I was like, fuck it, bro. I got literally no risk. I took it. I looked back at the charts after I was done with my workout, and lo and behold, I was up like almost $1,000. So that was that trade. Very, very simple trade. Didn't it not hit the CE? It did hit the CE. What do you mean? Look. Boom. There's the CE right there in the middle. It hit the CE. Why'd you get out of the trade, buddy? Yo, Sushi, buddy, little buddy, this was a eval that it hit the consistency rule on, so there's no point in me holding the trade. I went over to a new eval, different eval now, and I'm gonna re-enter a long with you guys here now. Next trade, do you think it's safe to take a funded? Do you recommend eval only? For now, I'm on eval only. I'll switch to fundeds when I see that like price action is getting a little bit better. 15-minute getting tapped. Yep, 15-minute did indeed get tapped here. I mean, very interesting. Let's watch this and see what it does here. The 1 hour did not inverse yet. So maybe this 15-minute. We'll see. We'll watch the 1 minute here and kind of see what it does. Did you get a chance to check out my Keyflow fan YouTube channel? Yeah, Scott, I did. Bro, the videos are actually kind of long. I wasn't expecting them to be that long. The videos are like 30 minutes long. But that's kind of sick. Scott. Those are sick. But if we keep that up, I can share that with the people in here in the streams too. I think that would be like a good resource to have. I think we're gonna run up to the 4-hour RB. Yeah, I like it. I like it. As long as this is the low a day, right? As long as this is the low a day, like, you know, CPI was crazy yesterday. Yeah, it was, right? Do you publish your charts in TradingView? No, I don't. Why should I? What are your thoughts on staying in longs overnight? If we get a clean setup here, which the first thing that needs to happen, okay, because look, right now we're cutting straight through this 15-minute gap, this bullish 15-minute gap. We're cutting right through it. And what this is doing is it's showing me that this might be actually respecting the bearish 1 hour here. And the way we're going to know is if we get a closure under here, because this is a 5-minute change in state of delivery. If this gets a 5-minute candle closure underneath this low, then it is effectively bearish, right? I'm not going to enter short here based off of this, but this would then be bearish. So yeah, I mean, that's like the main thing that I would watch for here, because that means this 1 hour gap is delivering and the 15-minute gap, bullish gap, is not. So I would wait to long, basically. What's good, Lucas? Was good, bro. Could you explain the entry reason? I had 1 hour. Are you talking about the entry that I had, the long entry that I had from down here? That was 1 hour. What was that? 1 hour Wick CE and 4 hour gap. This might actually, bro, and this might actually go close underneath this low, and then it starts to look pretty good for a short. This wouldn't be a short I would take, just because we got a lot of risk on this one. These 60 points of risk, assuming you get an entry literally right at change in state. Strong retest on fib incoming on 1 minute. That was a beautiful exit on those fundeds though, or on that eval, right? Holy fuck. Yo, W to whoever told me to not hold it. All right, this 5 minute looks like it's gonna. Oh, maybe not. Nope. Yeah, it's gonna close underneath. Yep. So this is probably not low a day yet, I would say, because this is a bearish look right here. If this was bullish, we never should have triggered a 5 minute change in state lower coming out of this 1 hour gap. Should have never done that. So this right now to me is looking bearish. We're in between a 4 hour bullish gap, 4 hour bullish gap, 1 hour bearish gap. But the 1 hour bearish gap is the one where we just got an actionable setup from. The 4 hour bullish gap, it would have been a 15-minute change in state of delivery right up here, and we did not get that. So, yeah. Lower 4 hour Bissy, maybe? Yeah, potentially it would be the lower. Or this ain't done yet, right? That's the only other conclusion. This ain't done yet, and it's going to go lower because my low of the year levels are these two right here. 23,875 and 22,934.5. These are my two low of the year levels, and these have not been hit yet. So, I mean, we got close to this one, but it didn't get there. So that's the only other, like, it's the only other thing that we could assume here is that it's just not done yet. Which would be fine with me too, bro. I'm totally content with trading a little short or being short overall. How would you enter short now? I mean, right now I would wait. Like, I wouldn't enter short right now. I would wait. How'd you decide on those two lows? I cannot tell you that one, unfortunately, but those are the two lows, the two yearly low levels. Have you been trading the Apex fundeds at all? Haven't been here recently. I haven't traded the Apex fundeds recently. No, it's just too risky, bro. The market is not in our favor. So, can you say in the Discord? I did say in the Discord. Discord knows exactly why we got those. It's in the weekly Outlook channels, the Q&A recording channels, like the private videos. Their reasoning for that is in there. Would you take 1 hour RB for shorts even though a 4-hour VG? Yeah, I would. Only because, okay, so we are in a 4-hour bullish fair value gap, right? Yes, we can easily see that. But we are also in a bearish 1 hour. Which one of these? Okay, so how do you know which one's gonna play out, right? In real live time, no hindsight. How do you know in real time if the 4-hour gap is gonna play out or if the 1 hour gap is gonna play out? Does anybody know? Does anybody know the answer to that? CISD. Yeah, basically. So like, not necessarily change in state of delivery, but it's just whichever one of these delivers a market maker buy or market maker sell model, right? And how you define how you define the start of a market maker sell or buy model is dependent on how you trade, right? So for me, you know, I use change in state of delivery. Some people use inverse fair value gaps. Some people use breaker block, whatever it might be. Okay. But yeah, what you're going to want to see is where do we have an actionable setup from? Right now, the only actionable setup we have is a 5-minute bearish change in state of delivery from a 1 hour bearish gap, right? So yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be completely opposed to actually taking a 1 hour Wick CE short here. Even though there's no SMT, bro. No damn SMT, but ES has equal lows. ES has equal lows. All right, let's watch this. Let's watch this Wick CE here, guys. 816.5, all right? 816.5, watch it, 816.5. Let's watch that and see what happens. That's where I'm trying to get an entry from. 816.5. Stop loss is kind of large. Yeah, I was in long from the lows. If you go to the start of the stream, I was in longs from literally at the bottom, the dead bottom. I was in longs. However, the issue with longs is that the hourly is giving a bearish market maker sell model. It shouldn't be doing that if we're bullish, right? That's kind of like the basis behind me saying that I'm open to short. Sell 15-minute gap that hasn't been inversed. This one has been inversed right here, so kind of adds conviction actually to the short. How many contracts have you been trading lately? These accounts I'm trading 1 mini, but these are evals. Anywhere in the Discord shows your 6 indicators. The most recent Q&A. How's it determined when Wick is big enough to be a Wicksy? Okay, so first of all, it's not Wicksy. Just so you have it correct for next time. I'm not making fun of you, even though that's funny. It's not Wicksy. It's Wick CE. CE just means it just means midpoint. CE is midpoint. So Wick CE meaning midpoint of the wick. We should low-key start calling it Wicksy, though. Hold on. He might be onto something. We should low-key start calling it Wicksy. All right. So we're going to start calling it Wicksy now. Shout out to that guy. Basically, how you know it's a Wicksy is not from the length of the wick. It's not the length of the wick. It is what the wick did, right? So it needs to grab liquidity in one way or another, right? And that way it can be a Wicksy. If it did not grab liquidity, it cannot be a Wicksy. So why is this one a Wicksy? Somebody tell me why this is a Wicksy. Why is this Wicksy, guys? Somebody tell me, please. Boom. You guys are all correct, it looks like. You guys are Wicksy professors. It is because this pushed into a fair value gap. Right? Pushed into a fair value gap. That makes it a Wicksy. So, if it sweeps liquidity, which means it sweeps a high or a low, or pushes into a PD or A, then that is a... Yo, hold on. If a Wicksy sweeps into a PD array, it is a valid Wicksy. I'll try this out right from the Wicksy. It's from the Wicksy, guys. This one. What if this 4-hour candle decides to just manipulate straight down to the 4-hour Wicksy? It could. It could do so. It could do so. I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced, though. 761.5. So we can mark that out and watch that. 761.5. We can watch this Wicksy right here. So we got two Wicksies. We have a 1-hour Wicksy. We have a 4-hour Wicksy. The only reason I like the 1 hour a little bit more, the only reason is because of the 5-minute bearish change in state of delivery. That's it. That is it. It's the only reason I like it more. Other than that, I'm open to long, right? I'm open to long here. Like I told you guys, bro, I'm not coming into these days, these dailies with a bias at all. I'm taking it wick by wick, you know, Wicksy by Wicksy, 4-hour by 4-hour. That's what I'm doing. Right? I'm not coming into any of these days with a hard set bias because it's gonna fry you. Right? This range is kind of insane, and you just can't come in with like a super hard bias. 816 would be for shorts, and 761.5 would be for long. We're gonna trademark Wicksy. So we created it. That's our thing. If anybody else says Wicksy, we know that they're a fan of the streams. I'm not saying Wicksy, buddy. All right, that's why you're unprofitable, buddy. Like sit through like a bunch of the live streams, you will learn a lot, bro. Like genuinely, you will learn a lot. People just have TikTok brain. Like, bro, if somebody was really that dedicated, what they would do is they would go through the previous live streams too, and go through those. Bro, I'm telling you, no bullshit, right? And by the way, I have a Discord that I sell. I'm not even gonna sit here and try to sell you a Discord, right? If you are a, let's say, I'm not gonna say brand new, because brand new, I feel like my content appeals more to like an intermediate. But if you guys never buy any Discord, nothing, right? Not even mine. And you pull up to the streams and you watch the streams every single day, I can guarantee that within like 3 months, you probably get a payout of some sort. As long as you're not retarded. As long as you're not stupid as shit. You should have enough information over the course of 3 months to be somewhat self-sufficient from what I teach you here. And that doesn't mean just copy my exact model and copy everything like, you know, exactly how I do. This just kind of, bro, I try to just, you know, I try to teach you guys like everything basically, right? I lay it all out so you guys can, you know, select from different models and, you know, all these different things that I show you guys. You can use that to compile your own model, or the own way that you the own way that you trade. Asia been moving better than New York for real? Yeah, it has. It has. Wish it was that easy. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, bro, look. And here's the thing, bro, right? Mindset is a huge, huge part of your success, okay? Mindset is a huge part of your success. For people who sit there and they're like, "Oh man, I wish it was that easy," or and not like taking shots at the guy who said that. But if that's the way that you think, where you're like, "Oh man, you know, this shit is too difficult. I don't think I'm built for this," you know, whatever. The more negative your thoughts are, you're basically just going to manifest that into your life, right? Like if subconsciously you think, ah, you know, I'm not gonna be able to get a payout for a while, then guess what? You're not gonna get a payout for a while. You don't just accidentally get a payout, right? You have to like consciously try to get a payout, and then it happens. You get what I'm saying? So mindset is the biggest thing, which a lot of people overlook. People think that they can be successful with a shitty mindset, bro. I mean, like, come on. Can you tell me if me taking that M15 IFVG setup was a bad long? Oh, are you talking about this one right here? Was it a bad long? Yeah, I would say so. Only because there was no sweep of a liquidity for me to consider an inverse fair value gap here. No sweep of liquidity. You got what I mean? So, like, you know, even the short side, I wouldn't take an inverse. I would only take a change in state here. We had SMT with the S. Yeah, but that's not a sweep, liquidity sweep on NQ. So, like, rules of inverse gaps, you have to have a sweep in order for an inverse gap to be valid. I already got $4,000 from many props approved. They just didn't send it out yet. Manifest say, I'm not gonna lie. It sounds stupid to some people when you hear that, but I swear to God, that works. Shit like that works. No bullshit. It works. Like being a like LARPing like that does work. Okay. It really does. Would you keep these limits overnight? I don't know. The limit that I have here should get hit this session. If it goes and breaks the low, then I'm just gonna cancel it. CPT have a buffer rule? Yeah, it's $2,000 on 50Ks. I think everybody should be, bro, like, to be honest, I can understand the appeal of 150Ks, but I think 50Ks is best bang for your buck because it's 1-to-1, right? The MLL, so max loss limit, to the pass, the TP, is almost 1-to-1. It's the close to 1-to-1 as you can get on any prop firm account. 150Ks, you're obviously like 2-to-1, right? If not more. Actually, it's like 3-to-1 on 150Ks. 50K, bro, it's easy. It's easy. It's so easy to pass those evals. It's dumb easy. And you just size down. If you just stack up a bunch of them, you just size down and you can make like the same amount of money. Do you like trading different prop fundeds together or in separate stacks? I do separate stacks. Dennis, what's up, Dennis? 25K? I don't like 25Ks. 25K, not enough. You can explain this level. This is the 1 hour Wick CE, bearish 1 hour Wick CE. But right now we're pushing lower to the bullish 4 hour Wick CE. So let's see what it does there. I might actually remove this for now and look to maybe see if this gives a better entry or something. I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, we're almost there actually. 761.5 is the level. There we go. It just got hit. 761.5 just got hit right there. I mean, I'm okay with taking a confirmation here, but we got too much going on right now for me to... What pity rate did the 4 hour go into for it to be a Wicksy? The 4 hour fair value gap. Duh. But like I said before, I like the short more only because we have an actionable setup. That is the only reason why I like the short more, because there's an actionable bearish setup here. You in a trade right now? No, I'm not in a trade right now. I pointed out this bearish setup here. Bearish change in state of delivery. So the short is playing out to some extent right now. The 761.5 is also maybe looks like it's trying to bounce, but I don't think it's got enough juice, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know if it has enough juice, but let's see. At what point do you know that you can full-time trading never go back to a job? Bro, I think like pretty early into trading, you can like, bro, there's a lot of you guys who probably aren't even profitable yet, but you can see what trading can do because you've taken like paper trades or you've taken like eval trades and made a few $1,000s here and there. And you guys can see like, yo, I mean, I'm like hitting a few buttons and I'm making thousands of dollars. I don't think I could go back to a fucking, bro, like going back to a normal job is not the same. Even if it's sim funded, like it doesn't matter if it's real money or not. The second you experience that, whether it's fake or real, it's hard to go back to a real job and like accept that that's what you really got to do. You know what I'm saying? It's dude, it's no good. Can't do it. Like now I'm at the point in my life where there genuinely is no plan B. Like I cannot work a job, bro. I cannot work a job. I would have to just make something else work. And you know what? Like, I will make something else work if I need to. But I'm not getting no damn job. Can't happen now. How nervous were you after taking that first step and going full-time trading? What did you have prepared for it? I was very nervous. It took me a while to actually go full-time trading. It took me, how long did it take me to go full-time? Probably took me like 2 years to go full-time. And what did I have prepared for it? I mean, I didn't really have anything like prepared. I'll tell you guys what I did. So first, obviously, you guys, you have to have like a reserve of some sort in your bank account. Because worst comes to worst, you got to have some money to be able to survive and pay your bills, right? So you have a reserve in your bank account, let's say like 3 to 6 months. Okay, you choose. However much that is, do the calculation, 3 to 6 months of you know, of bills paid. Keep that there. Then what I did was I wanted to see how I would, like, would I really enjoy trading full time? Is it something that I really want to do? What I did was I had a week that I could have taken off from work. So I did. I took a full week off from work and I live trade here. Yeah, I do live trade here. I took a full week off from work and traded, and I was like, damn, I really do like this. Loved it. And so I just waited until I got like a few months consistent at least of trading income surpassing job, and I quit. But it took me a while, bro. It was difficult for me. It's not easy. It's not an easy step to make. To go from full-time job to full-time trading. It's not easy, bro, especially if you're later in life. That's why you know, like, you got to do this shit while you're young, bro. Like, really anything. If later in life, when, you know, you have a family, you got to really put food on the table, like, people are relying on you. It becomes incredibly difficult to, you know, transition from having a full-time job that's probably paying you pretty well to, you know, trading full-time. Very difficult. So I thought 24-month reserve, 24 months. I mean, that's a little like overkill, but not a bad idea to have 24-month reserve. I mean, bro, I was, you know, different stages of life. I was a high school kid. You know, I didn't really have, you know, an overhead like that with bills. So I you know, my bills were going out with my friends, you know what I mean? Like, that's what I needed money for. So I didn't need that much of a buffer at all. How old was I? I was, how old was I, bro? 19, maybe? 19? I was a car salesman. That was my work. That was my job. There we go, bro. This thing is just fucking punching lower. That change in state was absolutely fucking beautiful. I don't know if anybody took that, but that was absolutely beautiful. It's just too much risk for me. I wanted to wait for the 1 hour Wick CE or Wicksy. We never got it. First time in the stream, how many trades do you average a session? Also, do you plan on making any more tonight? Do I plan on taking more tonight? I mean, maybe. I'm open to it, bro. Like, I pointed out this setup here, the 5-minute change in state setup, as it happened. So if anybody wanted to take this, they could have. This was too much risk for me. I wanted this Wicksy, didn't quite get there. So, I mean, I've like planned out a few trades here, but it, you know, if nothing hits, nothing hits. Confluence of the CSD play? What do you mean confluence of the CSD play? It's 1 hour fair value gap, 5-minute flow model. Very simple, bro. All night sells. Are we waiting for bounce? I mean, for right now, I am pretty bearish down into this bullish fair value gap, this 4 hour gap. I'll be bullish here, but until down here, I am pretty bearish. But yeah, this is pushing lower right now. We are pushing lower right now. Look at oil. I just got out, took. What did you take? You talking about this big pump you took? Damn, bro. Oil's just on the up and up, huh? Again? Yo, bro, we got so close to gas hitting $2. We almost hit $2. And then they just had to fuck it all up. Right back to fucking $4 a gallon, bro. They just had to fuck it up. Bunch of dumbasses, bro. Can you share more about why this setup right now is too risky for you? It's not that's too risky for me. This change in stated delivery setup right here had too much risk. So my stop loss would have been that high. Granted, it didn't get all the way up there. In fact, it didn't have much drawdown at all. But this setup it would have been basically to the low would have been negative RR. So I wanted to trade from up here, the 816.5. That's where I wanted it. 15-minute RB. Yeah, that's not bad. It's not horrible, I guess. To me, this is like kind of forcing it a little bit. There's no real reason for me to be bullish here, which is why I'm not going to take this. Like, I'm pretty bearish, so I don't know if I would be bullish here. Just based off of this 10 p.m. Like, normally, bro, if you asked me last month, I'd be bullish because of this 10 p.m. To manipulate the 10 p.m. But, bro, I mean, this shit has not fucking 4 hour PO3 has not really been playing out nicely. So, gold 4 hour Wicksy. You don't care about the 4 hour gap we're in? No, I don't. I do not. It would have played out from this 4 hour Wicksy right here, but it didn't. So I do not. Do not. If it would have been 1-to-1 RR at the low, would you have taken it, or do you only take 2 RR plus, for example? I usually try to take 2 RR plus. Or, like, worst comes to worst, 1.5 to 1. I'm not a big fan of 1-to-1, bro. I really am not a big fan of 1-to-1, especially in this kind of market. RB, rejection block. If you don't mind, can you show an example of a rejection block? It's a candle that sweeps, either sweeps a high or a low, or sweeps into a PD array. Is there anything you'd like to see from the videos I'm editing? No, bro, do your thing, Scott. I mean, they're pretty cool, bro. I like them. I flip with them, bro. NQ did hit that 15-minute Wick CE right there. 15-minute Wick CE, low-key putting in the work. Or Wicksy, sorry. I keep saying Wick CE. It's Wicksy. Low-key putting in the work, but I don't like it. I don't like it. I would fade this, to be honest. If a setup came, I would fade this. If you had to take a short tonight, what would be your levels? I mean, right now, as it sits, it'd probably be from one of these two open 15-minute gaps. Preferably the lower one. What does fade mean? I said fade because fade means like, how do I explain fade, bro? Like, I'm not buying this move up, basically. Like, I'm gonna short the move up. Advice for trailing DD: size down, and make sure you're aggressively trailing your stop loss if you need to. Aggressively trail your stop loss if you need to. What level do you like for continuation short? One of these two 15-minute gaps, ideally, preferably. If not these two, then maybe 816.5. 1 hour Wick CE trade. I don't know what Wick CE is. It's Wicksy. 1 hour Wicksy trade still valid? I don't know, bro. I would say yeah, as long as this closes like this, yeah. Hard. It's like difficult, bro. We have this 1 hour order block now. I'm more a fan of downside. But if it goes all the way up there, I don't know, man. I don't know. It's a hard read right now, to be honest with you. It's a hard read, but this was a good setup here. I don't know if it'll go all the way back up to that 1 hour again. All right, we open up a new 15-minute finally. Looks like we may get a push up into one of these two 15-minute gaps. I would like to frame a short out of one of these. So let's see if we can do that here. Let's see if we can frame a nice short and end the night off on a W note. There we go. First 15-minute gap just got absolutely molested right there. So let's see if we can maybe get a 1 minute change in state of delivery here and frame out an entry potentially. I'm missing a candle again. Beautiful. How beautiful. Am I missing a candle, or is there just a fucking big-ass volume imbalance in these 2 1 minutes? What is happening here? It's not there on MNQ. Fuck happened here? No, I don't think I'm missing one. I'm not missing a candle. It's just like this. This is stupid. No, I'm looking at MNQ and it doesn't have this big volume imbalance, but NQ does. I don't know what's up with that. That's a little sketchy. Watch out for that. Downside objectives: 4 hour fair value gap right here. This 4 hour gap. The start of this gap is 24,609. That would be my downside objective. 24,609. So about 140 points from here. Let's see what this does. So far, this 15-minute CE is playing out right now. I mean, this is a 30-point move off the 15-minute Wicksy. I think we return to OTE on this 15-minute leg. If we go to OTE, it would have then gotten a 1 minute change in state, and then I would be bearish. Never used OTE and never seen you use it before. I mean, I don't like, it's not really something that I use that often. Nah, that 15-minute Wicksy, bro. I would have preferred the hourly Wicksy, though. That's what I would have preferred. But let's see what this does here. At this point, that 24,816, I don't know if I'm as big of a fan of that anymore. Probably not. Really, probably not that big of a DD array. So both of those make indeed a valid Wicksy. That 709 is gonna get smoked, I think, bro. New setup. Yeah, guys, new stream setup is going to be tomorrow. So for tomorrow's Asia stream, by the way, there's the change in state of Deluz. I'm in. Stop loss at this high right here. Actually flip that. I'll move it a little bit lower. Yeah, I'll go a little bit lower on the stop loss. And honestly, I'm going on the 4-hour fair value gap for the TP on this. So that's what this thing is looking like right here. 15-minute fair value gap, 1 minute bearish change in state of delivery. I am in the trade. These are my TPT accounts right here. I'm only trading one TPT account, by the way. Only one TPT account. So not even copy trading my TPTs right now, just because of how like iffy price action is. Just one at a time. Trading Tokyo is better than New York. Yeah, I know it is. Low key, I think so. I really do think so. Do you care about what ES does when you're trading NQ? No, not really. When do you usually set BE, or do you? I do go BE. In this specific trade, I would only go BE after we've swept this low, because that's the only time it starts to like actually look really good. Until we sweep these lows and like create new lows, there's no like guarantee that this is going to go lower. Once it sweeps the low, or takes the low, not sweep, once it takes the low, it starts to look a lot better. So I would feel comfortable moving break even, assuming it should not get a retracement back into this range. The TP is this lower 4-hour gap. So yeah, that's what I have so far here. We'll see what it does. We will see what it does. Break down the entry. Yeah. So entry right here, 15-minute fair value gap, and 1 minute change in state of delivery. Okay. 1 minute change in state of delivery here, with the 15-minute gap. If you guys want more information on this, all you have to do in the next few weeks is use code KEY on any of those prop firms. You're going to get a full guide that's going to tell you exactly what, how to trade my model and what this model is, right? Step by step, everything. Time frame. You can see the time frame at the bottom right side right here. I'm on the 15-minute time frame right now. I got 2 Lucid accounts using code key W. You are automatically entered in a giveaway for extra accounts. Congratulations. Is there a difference with CSD and MSS? Yes. Yes, indeed there is. So you could see in this example here, you don't get a market structure shift until, well, really right here. Displacement below this is what creates a market structure shift, right? A change in state of delivery happens a lot earlier, generally speaking. Sometimes it's the same, sometimes it's one's later, one's earlier, but generally, for the most part, a change in state of delivery happens a little bit earlier before a market structure shift. Yeah, that's it. For this flow model, we didn't have a bearish SMT. Is that fine? I mean, it lowers probability, right? Because SMT is a confluence. So if there's not an SMT as a confluence there, then you know the trade likelihood is a little bit lower. But I'm a fan of the short, like overall, whether it plays out from here or maybe it plays out from a little bit higher. I am a fan of the short. I am a fan of the draw being down here at this 4-hour gap. So, you know, I would take it regardless just because the higher time frame looks pretty good. And I'm only on eval, so it's like, you know, I'm okay with, you know, risking it for the biscuit. That's why I wouldn't take this trend on a funded, no way. But on eval, you know, it's whatever, free game. I might go stop loss up here, but it's because 15-minute Wick CE now. We have bearish 15-minute Wick CE or Wicksy. We have bearish 15-minute Wicksy here. Boom, right there. Bearish 15-minute Wicksy. Let's see how this goes. You always do one account at a time? No. I usually copy trade. Only reason I'm doing one account at a time is because the price action here is just pretty sketchy. So just being safe, and I'd rather only risk one account at a time. No reason to risk all my accounts if I don't need to. You've been real since day one. That's why I follow. Sometimes we lose together, but fuck it. That's why I like that losing streak you were on for a while. Yeah. I mean, bro, even right now, I feel like low-key, I feel like I'm on a losing streak right now. But I've just managed my risk really, really well this time around. So, like, it doesn't even feel like one because I'm not down by much. So, like, you know, ends up working out. But, yeah, bro, of course. I mean, we win, we lose. Just the nature of the game. You know what I'm saying? But I will tell you one thing. I can promise you one thing. Our losses will always be smaller than the wins. Always. I could take 3 losses in a row, back to back to back, 1 win. I'm green on the day. This is a fact. So, you know what I'm saying? We play the game, but we play it fucking well. I'll tell you that, bro. We play the game well. Usual RR. Usually, it depends on which model I'm trading, right? So, like, sometimes it's with FTT, it's obviously a little bit higher. FTT, it's probably like closer to 10R. This, it's probably like usual RR. I don't know. It's probably like 3. Thoughts on letting this run overnight? I would let this run overnight. It doesn't look bad. I mean, as long as it trades good for this next, like, how much do we have on that? Yeah, as long as this hourly closes good, it looks good. I would hold it for the next, for overnight. If it gets through Asia lows, it looks good to hold, through the night. It just has to get through this current Asia low. As long as it could do that, looks good. Watch out for 24,672 area. Yeah, maybe it gives a bounce or something. I don't know. I do still like the 4-hour fair value gap as a draw. So that's, what is that? 609 area. I do still like that as a draw. I mean, if bro, 670, we have a little while to get there. We're at 722 right now. So if it does that, it'll probably be while I'm asleep. So it's not like I could close it there anyways. I just have to hold through it. What are you targeting? 609, 609. Usually, will you do partial TP along the way? I mean, yeah, maybe, but I can't hear because I'm in 1 mini, so. Would you trail your stop or grow BE? Yeah, I will. I'll go BE once there is a move through the lows. I need to move through the lows. For now, we just put in equal lows. BE when it breaks the low. Yeah, BE when it breaks the low. Needs to break the low first. There we go. We're through the previous candle low. The Asia low is incoming. And I'm in on this trade with a fresh TPT sim funded with 5 micros. You recommended me to be aggressive with the stop. Yes. Because you have trailing drawdown. It's fresh. So yes. I don't like this closure. This current candle, bro. I need it to be like, I need it a closure under the low. I don't like this closure. I'll be honest with you guys, bro. I don't like this closure, this last 15-minute closure that much because we got a sweep. So yeah, I don't know. Manage your guys' trades, bro. I think I'm going to keep it the way this looks. It's definitely risky. I'm going to keep it the way it looks for now. Or maybe I should just go break even. I don't know, bro. I don't know. Because I'm pretty confident in a move lower. Like, to be honest, I'm very confident in a move lower. So I just don't want it to come take me out and then go make that move lower. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. Manage your guys' trades, bro. If you guys want to TP some, like TP some, do whatever you guys want here. I've given you guys a nice green trade. I might just hold on. Let me think about what I want to do here. A 15-minute gap here. So, yeah, I mean, we have this one 15-minute gap right here. It's small. It's not much. It's not much. So, like, I don't love it. This 15-minute Wick CE has not been tested, right? This never got tested. That's the only thing that's keeping me from moving my stop loss to break even right now. Because if I move to break even, it could still come and test this 15-minute CE or Wicksy, sorry, and then make a move lower from there. First of all, I don't give a shit about bullish SMT. Like, bullish SMT here means absolutely fuck all. It means nothing to me. We could have all the bullish SMT in the world right now. This shit still will not play out to the highs. Because SMT by itself is not an entry trigger, right? SMT needs to be paired with an entry. There is no entry here for the longs. But yeah, that's the only reason I haven't moved to break even yet, is mostly because this 15-minute CE. But I would just like to see a closure below this low so that it gives me some more conviction. If we get closures like displacement below this low, then I can go break even. But we haven't gotten displacement yet. So it's kind of iffy going break even right now. But 12 minutes left on this, bro. We're about to open midnight, bro. What am I doing? This is the latest I've ever had a live ever. No, yeah, definitely no longs. I'm not longing for sure. Or go BE and limit the CE. Yeah, but at that point I'd rather just fucking stay in this. Let's see. Fuck it. Yo, should I just stay for another 11 minutes to see what this 15-minute does? Alright. I'll stay another 15 minutes to see what this candle does. Now everyone use code key, bro. Facts. Everybody better be using code key, bro. Do you ever go to the 1 minute time frame? Yeah. This trade we took from the 1 minute time frame. It was a 15-minute fair value gap and then a 1 minute change in state of delivery. That's where this trade came from. So yeah, absolutely. I just don't manage the trades on a 1 minute time frame. I'll manage the trades on a higher time frame. All right, we're coming up now to retest this little baby 15-minute. I don't really give a shit about this 15-minute, this baby 15-minute, bro. This one's kind of like mid. So we need to reject off thin air here. To be honest. Bro, get a Rari. My next car will definitely be a Ferrari. It will be an 812 super fast. Because I think it's time. I think it's time to expose myself to the V12s, bro. So my next car will be an 812 super fast for sure. I'm considering just closing this BE here and waiting to see if maybe midnight manipulates into the upper fair value gap. We're not too far from it. We're 40 points away, so we're not that far. So I don't know. See, I guess we will see. All right, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna move my stop to break even. Okay, after careful consideration, I'm gonna move my stop to break even. And what I'm gonna do is after midnight, if this comes up and hits this 15-minute fair value gap up here, I would look for the same exact setup that we look for in this 15-minute, which is basically a 1-minute change in state of delivery lower. If this gets stopped break even, right? That's what I would look for. So yeah, that's the game plan. Okay, that's the game plan. You pay tax of the profit that you make. Well, yeah, obviously. What else do you pay tax on? Rent my 488, brother. Bro, Ariane, I've driven a 488. They're cool. They're nice. I like them. But bro, I need like the next step up now. Like I'm past 488 now. I need the V12 gang. I need your SVJ. That's what I need. You on TBT right now or copy trading? I'm on TBTs. TBT. All right, nice dump. I mean, as long as we could flip this green to red, I think keeping it break even is nice. Keeping it break even is solid. Just need to flip green to red. Nice closure red on this candle, and starts to look better. Starts to look a lot better. Why not just take the win here? It looks like it's going to stop you out anyway. That's not how it works, bro. Can't just take the win here because then you are just trading off of this number right here. This number means jack shit if you don't, like, you know, have a real reason for stopping out, right? What's the real reason for stopping out here? The real reason for stopping out is because at my break even, what's going to happen? We are going to disrespect this bearish 15-minute gap. Okay? That's the reason for stopping out. If this 15-minute gap was not here, I would have still kept my stop loss higher because there is no PD array here that would immediately point to upside. One short at 745.75. Hope it pays for us, mate. Yeah, I'm a little bit lower, so I'm, you know, if this goes up here, I'll stop out break even, and then the only re-entry that I would have is going to be up here, upper 15-minute gap. Re-entry for short. Or this 15-minute Wicksy 745.25, 745.25, 745.25, right there. This would be the only other one, really. Wicksy flow trades. What's the max account you can trade on KW and how many firms? It depends on the plan you have, I think. Have you ever used NinjaTrader? Yeah, I have. How long did it take for you to get your first payout? Bro, I always tell people this. It's very different for me. It didn't take me long at all, but it's very different for me because I didn't start by trading futures. I was already a profitable, like I had already made multi-six figures trading before I started trading futures because I used to be a full-time options trader. So it, like, my case is different, right? Like, all right. Midnight's opened up. I'm not going to lie. This looks like it's going to just reach for the stop. So I'm going to let it just stop me out BE, to be honest with you guys. Actually, I'll go like a little bit lower. I'm going to let it just stop me out. I'm fine with it. If you want to grab a quick $140, $150 here, you can close it here if you want. But I'm just going to let this stop me out, basically break even. Don't really care. It's an eval. Doesn't really matter that much. What I will do is I would look for re-entry up here inside of this 15-minute gap or 745.25. These are the only two that look like pretty solid entries right now. Other than that, that's it. I'll see you guys potentially tomorrow morning. If you guys turn on your notifications and subscribe, you will know exactly when I go live. If I'm not going live tomorrow morning, I'll try to give you guys a heads up in the Discord. Make sure you guys are in the free Discord. I'll give you guys a heads up in there. But as of right now, the intention is to go live. So be here at around 9:15 a.m. I'll be live then. Have a beautiful day, guys. Peace out, Girl Scouts. Goodbye.